What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sheep the Wise. Let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about today. There's some pretty sad news, I would say. Pretty sad news for the KOTOR remake. The Knights of the Old Republic remake has been delayed indefinitely. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe as you're welcome. And welcome in. Just welcome in. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Happy Tuesday to you. Let's get into it though, because it's like I said, kind of some sad news, but it's still optimistic. It's not like this game is canceled yet by any means. But let's talk about it a little bit here. I'm gonna pull up an article from Bloomberg, which is saying here, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game paused amid studio shakeup. And shakeup is definitely one way to put it. You know, one thing I've kind of figured out when I dabbled a little bit in the gaming kind of side of college and the gaming industry a little bit, when I looked into that, I realized it's hard to get into it, and a lot of stuff like this happens where sometimes games will be in development and companies will get swallowed up by other companies, and the game ends up getting thrown to the wayside or delayed indefinitely like this. And so this comes from Bloomberg. It's by Jason Schreier. I hope I said that right, but it says a hotly anticipated new Star Wars game is in serious trouble. According to the people familiar with this project, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake of the 2003 role-playing game is delayed indefinitely as developers at Austin, Texas, based at Aspire Media, try to figure out what's coming next. Aspire also abruptly fired the game's art director and game designer or design director this past month. So in a series of meetings throughout July, Aspire had two studio heads told employees that the project is currently paused and that the company will look for new contracts and development opportunities, and said that people who are not authorized to speak publicly about, so currently right now, like, there's people that aren't really authorized to speak about this kind of situation at the moment that's going down with it, but the game is currently paused indefinitely. And there is optimism. Like I said, it goes on to kind of say that Knights of the Old Republic was to be one of the first modern Star Wars console games released outside of EA Arts, which had previously held the exclusive license rights, and of course that deal expires in 2023, opening the door for new Star Wars games outside of it, like companies from Aspire, Ubisoft, all the other companies that we had heard are also working on games that have also been delayed. Kind of sucks that this keeps happening, you know what I mean? This isn't the first game by any means that's been delayed, or television series or anything. It kind of keeps happening. Tim, my guy, good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Daniel Fisher, good to see you too. Talented Mr. Griffin, Obsession, Don Clotterman, Jedi Mike, everybody in the chat, good to see you guys. Much love to everybody in the community. Once again, hope you guys are having a great day, even amongst this kind of somber news, you know what I mean? So it keeps on talking about Aspire a little bit here. Aspire was founded in 1996, was best known for their service shop, broad existence, blah 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 blah. So on June 30th, Aspire finalized a demo of the game, and it was known as a vertical slice to show to production partners at Lucasfilm Limited and Sony and Group Core developers. And basically they were excited about it, felt like they were on track. And then, according to a person familiar with the project, they were shocked by what happened next, when the following week the company ended up firing the design director Brad Prince and the art director Jason Miner. Neither responded to requests for comment, but Miner suggests on social media pages that the dismissal was unexpected. Definitely not fun to see, but like I said, stuff like this happens a lot in the gaming industry in general, and movie and television industry too. This kind of can happen to smaller projects, you know what I mean? It says representatives for Aspire and Embracer didn't immediately respond to requests for comment, and Aspire Studios heads told staff that the vertical slice wasn't where they wanted it. Basically, so the project wasn't where they had hoped it would be by the end of July, and according to two people that were at the meeting, that's just kind of how it went down. One person familiar with the discussion suggested that a disproportionate amount of time and money had gone into the demo, and the project's current course wasn't sustainable, saying that they were basically hoping for a 2022 release, but basically a release of the game by the end of 2022, which is definitely probably not enough time in my opinion. 2023 would have been a realistic kind of expectation, maybe 2024. And then it says that the developers said that a more realistic target for them would now be 2025 after everything that it's kind of going through right now. It says the fate of Star Wars The Knights of the Old Republic remake remains unclear. In May, Embracer announced that Saber Interactive would also be joining the project, so some at Aspire basically believed that at this point Saber might be kind of taking over the project completely. So there is still hope for this project. Like I said, it's definitely possible that the Knights of the Old Republic remake is still going to be a thing. It's still going to happen. But it definitely is delayed and paused for the time being. And who knows when it might get picked back up and, you know, stuff might really get worked up for it. You know, it sucks to keep kind of seeing this. I mean, even recently, Star Wars Hunters, while that game isn't canceled by any means, that game has just had a slight pushback on the release date for it. I think even recently, correct me if I'm wrong here, chat, but I think the Jedi Survivor game had a slight pushback too. It seems like every game that we've had coming has had some sort of delay or pushback, and I kind of get it in a way. You know, part of me understands how tough the gaming industry can be, and then I also get to that, you know, working on a Star Wars project, people want to make it perfect when they're doing it. So I hope yeah, certified gumbo, bro. I hate it here, man. Me too. Everything gets delayed, but I get it. Like, I don't know. It's rough. It's rough out here, man. We just want Star Wars games. That's all. Eclipse and KOTOR repaint. Yeah, the Eclipse has definitely got pushed back a while ago too. Jedi Survivor is hopefully, you know, the Jedi series is what we gotta hope for with Star Wars still. But again, ESPN. EA's license is up in 2023, so maybe more games can even get pushed out there. We'll see. Let us get into the next little bit, because San Diego Comic Con happened this past weekend too, and there wasn't really a lot of Star Wars stuff there, but I do want to show you guys this little article here. And basically there was a kind of stand that you could, you know, people were selling stuff at San Diego Comic Con, of course, and there was this $100,000 lifelike animatronic of Grogu, and it's probably the best Grogu on the market, like the closest thing to what they use in The Mandalorian. The only thing though is that the thing costs $85,000 and can cost up to $100,000. So do you want a realistic Baby Yoda, or do you want to put a down payment on a house? I'm tempted here. I might go with the Grogu route. No, I'm just playing. I don't know what you would use a $85,000 Grogu for other than doing a fan film, I guess. Like, I don't know what you need it for, but it says Grogu, aka the child, aka Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him, might as well have been Disney's biggest moneymaker of the last decade. While integral to the Mandalorian story, Grogu was clearly created with merch in mind. You can say that again. It says now you can own the ultimate piece of Grogu merch, providing you have at least $85,000 to spare. Plushes and Funko Pops are, you know, they're cool and all. It says, but the animatronic Grogu on show at San Diego Comic Con this weekend is seriously next level. If you were to pass the EFX collectibles booth, you might think you were seeing an actual Grogu puppet used for the Disney Plus show. But it wasn't the case. It was a robotic character you can see below, or above, is actually for sale. And I think there's actually a video for it too, but It says, as touched upon above, it's going to cost you. It's definitely going to cost you. Prices for the Ultimate Star Wars collectible begin at $85,000 and go all the way up to $100,000. Each Grogu is custom built to order, and the price is determined by just how realistic you want him to be. As highlighted by Gizmodo, Grogu's pram is hiding 15 servos. This is way above my head, but it says to control his movements. So 15 servos control his movements, and if you want the little critter to seem even more real, you can have its creators add even more servos, thus bumping up the price. And here we get a little video of it that I'll play for you guys. And that, I mean, come on, man. $85,000 is a lot, but that is definitely as close as it gets to having the real thing. That's pretty friggin' cool. It says, as for just how realistic this Grogu can be, even at its lowest price, it is really the next best thing after the puppet used in the show. EFX worked on the legacy effects, the company responsible for creating Disney's Grogu puppet, and the animatronic you can see above. Some of the secrets of the special effects companies were shared with the EFX, including fabric samples and even how to paint the little guy's eyes. So pretty freaking cool that this kind of stuff happens within fandoms and whatnot, and that, you know, for $85,000 you can have your own little Grogu. I just thought that was pretty funny. And so something that we normally don't really do on the channel, but I figured we would do today, is cover some Marvel stuff, because honestly I am pretty friggin' hyped up for phases 5 and 6 of the MCU coming up here. So of course we are traditionally a Star Wars channel, but we gotta talk about this stuff right here, man, because San Diego Comic Con gave us a lot of stuff to look forward to. And while we knew a lot of it was coming, we now have release dates, and it's hyped, man. It's hyped. Let me get my chat up, because I don't even think I got the chat going really for you guys. It's good to see you, everybody. Let me know what you guys thought of that $100,000 Grogu, and if you would, you know, rather buy a Grogu or put a down payment on a house. Let me know what you would do. I'd rather have a delay than a rush game. No, I feel you, Vito. And that's the other aspect of the whole game delay thing, is that, you know, the games are still coming. And as long as they make them well, like the delay, it's fine. It just, the thing with this delay in particular is that it's more because of a studio mix-up kind of a thing going on. It's rough when that stuff happens, though. Darth Chaos says, I can't believe it. Well, I can, because it's nothing new with Star Wars games. It really isn't. It really isn't. I just want good content too. I want good content too, Gumbo. I do too. Mike Stanchill Porter, it's always good to see you in the chat, my buddy. Darth Chaos says luxury collectible for people with the money. Yeah. Yeah, please. Give me a Grogu. I would like a realistic lifelike sum of $100,000. Yeah, screw the down payment on the house. Screw Grogu. Just give me $100,000, please. 85,000. What? You guys are cracking me up. Darth Chaos says, okay, someone bought the okay, that was the other thing that they had at Comic-Con, was this gauntlet. Did someone really buy it? Someone bought the gauntlet for $25 million? Yo, that's freaking wild. So I did see that there was like a infinity gauntlet that was made out of like pure gold, had real gemstones and everything, and it was like worth at least over 2 million, and apparently somebody bought it for over 25. That's insane. Wow, that's a lot of money. It's a grail piece. Yeah, you could say that. This is not for you. It is. I'll see you, Stan Show Porter. Alright, let's talk about this, though. Let's talk about some MCU stuff. So, I don't know if you guys caught everything that's coming, but here is a picture of the Phase 5 lineup that we're going to be getting coming up this next couple of years. Starting with Quantumania on February 17th of 2023. Secret Invasion in spring of 2023. And Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that's the... is that I think that's number 3. And then Echo, Loki season 2 is going to be coming next year as well. The Marvels, Blade, Ironheart, which I think could be kind of a sleeper. I'm highly intrigued with Ironheart, and I think she's going to even be in Black Panther, which comes out pretty soon here. So pretty exciting stuff with that. And then Agatha, Coven of Chaos, super exciting stuff. And I think one of the most exciting things on this list for Phase 5 is Daredevil Born Again. 18 episodes are going to be dedicated to this, I think, one season or this show. I don't know if it's going to be a standalone thing or what exactly it's going to be, but 18 whole episodes of Daredevil. And it's, of course, going to have Charlie Cox back as in the role. I think Charlie Cox is even rumored to be in She-Hulk or something. Of course, for those of us that saw Spider-Man No Way Home, he had his first appearance in the MCU in that. So pretty exciting stuff with all this list. And to cap it off for Phase 5, Captain America New World Order. Let me know what you guys think down in the chat, like what you're most excited for within Phase 5 alone. Of course, we had the end of season of Phase 4 in there as well. And of course, this is all being called the multiverse saga here to kind of cap off with the 2 Avengers movies that we're going to be getting within 6 months of each other. It's freaking exciting stuff to be a nerd right now, to be an MCU fan, to be a Star Wars fan. There is so much stuff coming in the next couple of years, and I'm freaking hyped for it. Darth Chaos says, I wish I had that kind of money. Me too. He says, I would change the world, but these peeps buy collectibles. That's what they be doing, my guy. When you got that amount of money, you end up buying a Grogu. What up, Ashhammer? It's good to see you in the chat. Much love, my brother. Aw, come on. Let's keep this Star Wars love in here. Luxury gluttony. You said it, Jedi Mike. Yellow and red set. I don't know how I feel about the yellow and red suit, if I'm being honest, Daniel Fisher. I know it's from the comics and it's comic accurate. I'm interested to see it. It looks pretty cool from the little trailer from it. But I'm excited to see him nonetheless. It'll be cool to have Charlie Cox's Daredevil back in the MCU. It's gonna be freaking hyped, man. Ayo, what up, Dad Matt? Good to see you in the chat. Born Again and the Avengers movie, says talented Mr. Griffin. Yeah, so let me get a picture here of Phase 6 if I can. I think that's Phase 5. Here, let's do Phase 6. Phase 6 has a lot of holes at the moment, so we can even speculate a little bit on what's coming for Phase 6. But we do have Fantastic Four, the Avengers Kang Dynasty, and then Avengers Secret Wars, which, oh man, is that gonna be good. So for those of you guys that don't really know what Secret Wars is, it is gonna be a long and bumpy ride to get there. But I think the fact that Kang Dynasty is gonna be within May 2nd and November 7th, within 6 months of each other, I think it's gonna be kind of a part 1, part 2 thing that they did with the first Avengers kind of 10-year wrap up. You know, obviously this is going to be within like a 5-year period where all of this is going down with Phase 5, 4, 5, and 6. But it's pretty cool to see how fast the MCU is kind of escalating towards Secret Wars, and it's only 3 years away. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty freaking crazy. And honestly, Fantastic Four could be really freaking cool too. Let's see what you guys are saying though. I'm doing solid, man. I'm not doing too bad, Ashhammer. Just been busy, you know, trying to find an apartment still. So it's been a busy time. Lots of work. I'm trying to do my best, my guy. Much love to you though, Ashhammer. Team Sheep, 100K. We would open a Funko franchise store. Do it. Let the Funkos begin. I mean, I could already probably do it with the amount of boxes of Funkos already packed up. Spider Multiverse of Madness, dude, Quantum Mania I think is gonna be really cool. I'm hyped for Quantum Mania. Okay, here's a picture I wanted to see. This is really the one we got to pull up here, because this has the dates for phase 6 here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots open in phase 6 that we don't know what they are yet, that they're kind of keeping from us. Oh, and Thunderbolts. We forgot Thunderbolts at the end of phase 5 as well, which is super cool. They already are kind of leaning into Thunderbolts and giving us tidbits that's coming as well. CT0420 says, this isn't typical of you guys. Oh, I like this. I appreciate it, CT. Raimi for Secret Wars. Dude, Jared Dyer, that would be cool. I think from what I heard, the Shang-Chi, I don't know if that's what I saw or if that was for Quantum Mania. I don't remember. But I think the Shang-Chi director was rumored to be in either the Secret Wars guy or someone else. But it's not going to be the Russo brothers this time, which is kind of sad, because I do love me some Russo brothers. But I'm excited to see whoever does it. If Michael Waldron's attached, pretty freaking excited either way. Either way, though, I trust you, Feige. I'm excited for this. Secret Wars, man. Okay, there's like too much. Like, I want to get into Secret Wars and kind of talk about that stuff with you guys, but there's literally so much to talk about with Secret Wars. Like, if you guys don't already, go check out Comics Explained, because he does a good job of kind of breaking stuff down. Although, again, this is such a big comic run. It's probably one of the best stories like ever told. So it's like such a big story that I can't even really dive into all of it with you guys. But the fact that they're going down this route, and that within the next 3 years we're going to be getting to Secret Wars and figuring out what Kang is doing with all this timeline stuff that we got in Loki season 1, getting Loki season 2 just next year, it's going to be a friggin' wild ride. CT0420 says, do we know if we're getting any more Moon Knight in phase 6? Interesting question. Well, I will tell you this. I do think Moon Knight could be a part of Blade. And Blade is going to be in phase 5. So it's possible he could pop up in that. And I think Avengers kind of stuff he'll maybe pop up in too. I imagine we'll see most of the characters. So maybe he's going to be one of the slots that's there in phase 6, to your point. Season 2 definitely is likely. I think a lot of people enjoyed Moon Knight, and I definitely did as well. Moon Knight and Miss Marvel were pretty fun shows, man. X-Men too. The Stanley says X-Men will be joining the MCU in the not too distant future. I imagine X-Men will probably be around the same time as Fantastic Four there, and some of those open slots that you guys see. Let me go to this one, because this is kind of another picture there. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I don't know. It's exciting, man. It's exciting. But X-Men definitely could be part of phase 6. I think it probably will be. They'll probably be a part of Secret Wars and everything going on there, and Kang Dynasty too. The cool thing with Kang is that there's going to be, like, you know, he's a time master basically. Like, there's so many different versions of him, like we found out in Loki from He Who Remains, which is just one of the many versions of Kang out there. And Kang Dynasty, I imagine that they're gonna, you know, Quantumania, we're gonna kind of really get our first idea of what we're dealing with here with Kang. And a lot of people kind of, the big question is whether or not Secret Wars is gonna be, the big bad will be either Kang or Doctor Doom. I'm rooting for Doctor Doom because that's the way it should be. But we'll see. I mean, just the prospect of getting Kang Dynasty and having the, you know, Kang the Conqueror, you know, all these different versions of Kang that we're probably going to get throughout phase 5 and 6 and even parts of phase 4 already. It's pretty freaking cool. Armor Wars was also missing from the next phase. Definitely. Armor Wars was one of the ones that I think people were wondering, when's that coming? But I think that might be phase 4. I think that's why. I think Armor Wars is part of phase 4. So I'll pull up a phase 4 thing if I can. unless I'm tripping and it's not. MCU Phase 4. Stormbreaker? I'm dead. The other thing, what if Season 2? What if Season 2 is next year, I think, as well? You're right. I'm wondering, where is Armor Wars? I thought it was supposed to be next phase. Interesting. That is interesting. See, this is why I normally cover Star Wars stuff. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Pretty cool stuff though, man. I'm really excited for the MCU's phases 5 and 6. I've really enjoyed phase 4, and I kind of knew going into it that this was going to be kind of a setup phase, if you will, which I think a lot of fans kind of forget. Like, you know, the MCU is not always popping like it was when Endgame dropped, and, you know, Spider-Man No Way Home and all these certain projects that they've done. Like, at one point it was literally Iron Man 1, and we were getting Captain America the First Avenger, and those movies are great still. You know, we love watching back. I just started a chronological watch back, and you know, it takes time to build these stories, and we just came to a 10-year climactic finish, and now they're trying to do like a 5-year kind of speed up version of that with an even bigger story. So, hey, greetings, Star Wars Real Talk. Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you in the chat. But it's so cool though to see them doing this, and Secret Wars, the lead up to it, and, you know, Multiverse of Madness was really the first beginnings of it. Getting those incursions dropped is going to be a huge deal, and I think, you know, Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever is going to be really important to it as well. I think, you know, having Namor be a big part of that, the trailer dropping recently, it's super cool the route they're taking it, man. And I can't wait to see Namor. A lot of people are gonna hate the hell out of that guy, myself included. And I can't wait to see what they do with him. I can't wait to see it. CT0420 says, are they just sticking with this multiverse thing for the rest of the MCU? Don't get me wrong, I love it. It just gets so convoluted at certain points, seeing as some shows aren't canon. Well, that's the beauty of the multiverse. And I know it gets convoluted, but it's not that things aren't canon. It's the fact that they all can be canon. That's what the multiverse allows us to do. And that's why, personally, I'm a huge fan of multiversal kind of stuff like this. Everything can be canon. You can tell any kind of story you want, and guess what? There's a universe where that exists. I wish Star Wars would do that, man. That would be fun. Like, come on, that's so fun to me. But I get what you're saying to a certain degree. Just, yes, they're going to be going the multiverse route, I think, for quite a while. And that's the whole thing with, like, Secret Wars is a big event, and it really leads to the collapse of the multiverse. So at some point, my guy, we're probably not going to be having much multiverse, but then it could come back again and again, and they can keep doing that. And that's the thing with Secret Wars, is in the comics, it's a reoccurring event. It's not a one-time thing. There's 2 big Secret War events in the comics, and now there's a 3rd one in the movies. And that's just kind of the way it is. The multiverse kind of resets itself, and I hope they do it slightly different, or just a different kind of, I guess, a more brain adjustable way. Like, I don't know, like a more digestible way. It is the beauty of the multiverse. It is. Because I hope they do it in a digestible way, because that, you know, it's supposed to kind of reborn, and then we get our characters again, and they can recast and give us a new MCU in a way, but it's kind of the same story still, where we have another Captain America, and now we have all the rights, so they can do it even better this time with, you know, Spider-Man already being there, and, you know, X-Men already existing in the universe, different things like that. Like, they can do it even better a second time if they end up going the whole collapse of the multiverse route. I don't know. The MCU is so cool in the fact that Marvel can just kind of reset itself, and how they've done that in the comics over the years, and the fact that they can tell stories like that with the beauty of the multiverse, having kind of unlimited storytelling to their potential. You know, it's cool. Daniel Fisher says now they can deep now they can go deep into the mutants in Phase 6 and after 2. Indeed, that can definitely be a big thing of what they can do, and exactly to my point, kind of. If they want to, maybe they don't even really bring in the mutants until the multiverse collapses and kind of resets itself, and mutants have existed because of that. Who knows? Do we own the rights to Spider-Man at this point, or is that still a Sony baby? It's still a Sony baby. It's still a Sony baby, kind of. So they've made a lot of deals, and Sony is definitely a lot more cooperative because of the fact that they can make money off of it too. And it's still a Sony baby. That's why they make the Morbius and the Venoms, and who knows, maybe they'll make another Spider-Man movie one day. Stanley says, I imagine that Kang will be similar role to Dr. Wells from the Flash TV show. No. well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Stanley's. AOS was always canon? Indeed. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was always canon. Yeah. I from my perspective, it could be. I haven't even watched too much of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I really should. I mean, CT0420, I know in the chat, will call me out right now and tell me I need to. But I think it could be. I think with the whole grand scheme of the multiverse, why couldn't it be? You know? Morbiverse. I don't even know how to say that, Daniel Fisher, but whew. Morbiverse, give it to me. Give me the Morbiverse. Pretty freaking exciting stuff, though, man. I mean, Secret Wars, I don't even know. I think really even though incursions were brought up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and maybe he even, created the first incursion. Basically, what's going on here? I'll give you guys a rundown, the best I can, of Secret Wars. So, an incursion, basically, if you watch Doctor Strange, you probably know and everything, or if you pay attention to the comics and everything. An incursion is basically when two universes are basically about to collide into each other, and the incursions that happen in the comics, the kind of hub of them is Earth. So two Earths from different multiverses or different universes are about to collide into each other. And so the first kind of kickoff one happens in the comics when T'Challa finds this planet, kind of shows up, and he's like, what the heck is going on? So he kind of brings the Illuminati back together and is like, we got to figure out what's going on with this stuff. Like, there's another planet. I don't know what's going down, kind of a thing. And so this whole kind of thing kicks it off. So I think it's possible we could get our first look at an incursion at the end of Wakanda Forever. Like, I think that could be something that happens, and we kind of kick off from there. Obviously, Doctor Strange kind of saw some stuff happening with that, and he went off with Clea at the end of Multiverse of Madness. But I'm thinking it's possible we could get some more incursion kind of stuff in Wakanda Forever at some point, maybe probably at the end. And then as we go from there, the way the comics kind of play out, basically this whole kind of story plays out where your boy Captain America was part of the Illuminati, and basically they kicked him out because he wasn't willing to destroy worlds in order to protect theirs. So when an incursion happens, either the two planets collide and both the universes basically get destroyed, or one planet gets destroyed so that the other universe passes through, or that's kind of the only two options. Is one of them gets destroyed, both of them get destroyed, and then the whole universes get destroyed. That's just it, basically. there's no way to really stop the incursions. They're gonna happen. So that's kind of just the whole lead up, is these incursions are gonna start happening, I think, throughout the MCU, and we're gonna see a lot of different characters that are gonna try to be able to stop it, and a lot of street level stuff is still gonna be going down. But as we go closer and closer, these incursions will happen. There might even be Illuminati stuff going on, where, you know, there is this group of powerful superheroes, maybe even different members of universes, like we see in What If, and even in Doctor Strange with their own Illuminati in the 868 or 838 or whatever it is. Can't they merge? No, they can't. the two universes can't merge. So basically it's like a cascading effect. So take it where, like, you have a row of universes like stacked together like dominoes, almost. Like, here's a universe, here's a universe, here's a universe. So basically this one universe gets destroyed, and the resulting effect of this explosion of that universe, or, you know, the destruction of that universe, is that the universe next to it gets knocked out of balance. And so this universe gets knocked into this universe, and gets knocked into this universe, and it's like a cascading domino effect. And so all these universes are starting to get destroyed or collide into each other. And so our heroes are going to have to find a way to try and stop that before the end of the multiverse. Nerd Mafia says, just here to give a homie a like and a view. Off to watch. Nope. Catch you later, man. Hey, much love to you, Nerd Mafia. I think my boy Green Bear over there at Nerd Mafia was gonna upload the one of the trailers. I think the Quantumania trailer. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, go check out Nerd Mafia. Much love to you, my brother Green Bear. So hyped about Nope. I haven't seen Nope yet, but I'm excited to go check it out. CT0420 says, you do need to, Kezo, because I haven't watched it from back to front many times. So many of the same actors and actresses in the MCU as in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're dumb to not have it be canon. I think it was initially intended to be canon. And I kind of have this theory that there might be two kind of main universes now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So when Endgame happened, obviously our characters go back in time multiple times and take the stones from different parts of the timeline and everything. And when Captain America goes to put them back, obviously he stays in he stays in that timeline. And so I think because of the resulting effect of all of this that happened, it branched off, and obviously Loki happened where the multiverse kind of expanded. And I think it's possible we could be following in the MCU right now two different separate universes. So the way that Secret Wars kind of works, or the lead up to it, is that you're following the Avengers from the main Marvel comic universe. And then there's this other universe that's the Ultimates universe, and that's kind of where you get Miles Morales and characters like that. And so the Ultimates and the main universe basically are the two that you follow in the lead to Secret Wars. And I think it's possible right now in the MCU they're kind of doing their own setup for the Ultimates, but that's in a separate universe, and we don't really know that. Like, I'm not saying we're in the 868 or whatever, the 838, but I think it could be that we're following two different universes right now, and we might not even know it. Daniel Fisher says, Marvel Television became the unwanted child after a certain point. I want Hellstorm to come back, honestly. What if that's the case, though? What if Marvel Television is a separate universe to what we're getting in the MCU? Or like the movie universe? What if it's two different universes that are following on the same same multiverse, but two different universes? You catching my drift? Mike Stanshall Porter says, hey again, I'm done recording. Go check out my Twitter space when you can. You can listen to it when you want. Much love to you, Mike Stanshall Porter, my brother. I can't wait to check that out, and I hope you're having a blast of a day. Much love to you. 838, thank you. I couldn't remember if it was 868 or 838. That's what I'm talking about, though. And I don't know. I like some of the Marvel TV stuff a lot. I enjoyed Hawkeye. I enjoyed Loki. I really liked WandaVision. I don't know if there's really been anything I haven't enjoyed. You know, that's. I don't know though. I'm a Star Wars fan, and I love the MCU. It was low energy, but I recorded. I wish I was there now. Much love to you, Mike Stanshall Porter. Go check him out on Twitter. What was the Ultimates Universe number again? 1610 or something? I'll look it up right now. I was trying to remember it, and I didn't even want to try. If I'm being honest, Daniel Fisher, because I was just like, I'm not gonna remember this. What number is the Ultimates Universe? I think it is 1610. I think you're right. Pretty sure you're right. Yeah, it's once the Ultimates Universe is 1610. I don't know if they're gonna keep it the same if they end up doing that kind of a route in the MCU, but it would be dope to see them bring in the Ultimates and stuff like that. I mean, Miles Morales himself has already been teased in the 616 kind of Peter Parker universe, you know, that we have already. So it would be dope to see him existing and being Spider-Man in another universe. She-Hulk is going to be dope. It is going to be dope. I've seen some people complaining about how the CGI looks, and I'm going to hold off on judgment until I see the series, although some pictures have been a little wonky, but I'm excited for it too, man. I can't wait to see that, and to have Daredevil come into it, and of course Hulk himself. You know, Mark Ruffalo is great. I love it. It's going to be good. Daniel Fisher says thanks. Someone dumped it. Hey, no worries, my guy. I think a lot of us are sleep deprived. I feel you. Much love, though, everybody in the chat. If you guys have any questions for me about what we'll see in Marvel Phase 5 and 6, put them down into the chat. If you have any questions about what's going on with the Old Republic KOTOR remake that is currently paused, let me know down in the chat for that, too. I hope you guys are having a good one. And CT0420 says, what was the tease about Miles? And She-Hulk herself doesn't look good from what I've seen, but don't judge a book by its cover. Definitely agree with you on that part. And the tease for Miles in the MCU is actually his uncle, who is the Prowler in the main Marvel comics. But basically Donald Glover, who is also Lando Calrissian and, you know, actor and musician, awesome guy. Love that Donald Glover. He played he played the uncle of Miles Morales in Homecoming, I believe. I think so. And he talks about how he has a nephew, and so that nephew would be Miles Morales. And that is our MCU tie-in to Miles, at least. Or at least a little nugget that he's in there. Yeah, dude. Mike Stanshall Porter, it has been hot as hell. I'm gonna cry. Why are you gonna cry, Proxy? What the heck? So small, but it works so well. It does. And he actually is like the drug dealer guy, I guess you could say, that's like trying to buy the like super weapon guns, and he's like, whoa, like I don't need those in my streets, you know what I mean? I got a nephew. He doesn't need to be around that kind of stuff, you know? Talented Mr. Griffin says, did you see the Mando teaser? Fanboy Dreamin' has me thinking about Star Destroyer's Destroyer was the Chimera. Bro, we watched the Mando trailer on the channel, and I literally at one point I was like, could that be Thrawn? Is that Thrawn? Me too, Talented Mr. Griffin. Fanboy dreaming indeed. That's alright. KOTOR remake dying makes me want to cry. I don't know if it's dead exactly, Proxy, but it definitely is in a pessimistic, paused state right now. So I understand. The Stanley says, is She-Hulk supposed to be small compared to Bruce Hulk, or is that by design choice? Well, she's not exact. So the way I understand it is that Jennifer, which is She-Hulk, basically gets into a car accident and gets like a blood transfusion from the Hulk because he's her cousin. And basically what it does is it gives her like some of the abilities of the Hulk, and that's why she turns green, and probably why, yes, she isn't as big as him as well. So that definitely could be probably part of the case. Honestly, I'm not a She-Hulk, like I'm not super knowledgeable about She-Hulk yet, but she's a cool character. She's like a lawyer and everything, so that might be again how Matt Murdock ends up showing up. I still haven't seen Mando season 3 trailer. Ooh, Jedi Mike, you gotta do it. Do it. Mike Stancho Porter says we might not get X-Men for a while due to actors' contracts. They probably can't start working on them until 2025. It might be Phase 7 till we get the X-Men. Well, I'm hoping for Phase 6, personally. But I understand. And if they end up kind of collapsing the multiverse and resetting it, like I said, and then having the X-Men kind of be able to be in it after that, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Hello there, Boba Fett. Vader turned to the dark side because he was tired of paying for child support. Well, I mean, he didn't really even know he had children. That's not fair. She was Deadpool before Deadpool. Who? I heard the project won't even be called X-Men and will be called Mutants. So we don't know that for sure. We don't know if the Mutants could be its own separate thing or something that leads into X-Men. And I mean, if they're not really the X-Men and the whole suit and everything, why are you going to call them the X-Men? Huh? It's not that big a deal, MCU fans. You know, this isn't Star Wars. We don't have to be so savage. Yes, whew. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Talented Mr. Griffin says She-Hulk. Oh, okay. She was the Deadpool before Deadpool. Okay. That is true. I think I remember hearing that about her character at one point. No X-Men, no cry. I don't know. I know Feige is going to try to do the X-Men right, and that'll kind of bring it full circle to him when he's able to do it again. So Savage Opress. Yeah, let's keep it Savage here. Let's not be so Savage. Vader, it's Vader's hallway scene, but the sounds are replaced with Google Translate. What does that mean? Alright, I don't know what's happening in the chat. We've been going for almost 50 minutes. If you guys have any last questions for me about the MCU or Star Wars, go chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream for the most part. Once again, just to cover it, the KOTOR remake is officially paused for the moment, indefinitely. So we don't know when it's going to pick back up, but there is hope that it will, and it should be. If things go according to plan, it will come out either 2025 hopefully, and possibly even sooner. Mando official trailer, where do I watch that? CT0420, it's not exactly official. It's the trailer that was shown at Star Wars Celebration to the Mando Plus panel. And it's like basically an extended trailer, so it's almost 2 minutes long if I'm not mistaken, and you can find it on YouTube. We covered it in one of our previous things, so you can rewatch it over and over on there, or find it online potentially. Twitter has a lot of it. That's official enough for me. It is official, so you're not gonna find a good quality version of it because the only footage of it is on like phones right now. But we will get that official footage at some point, and the show is set to come out in February of 2023 at the moment, I believe. So around the time Quantumania is even supposed to come out, hopefully. and around the time of my birthday too, so it should be dope. I watched a stream about it. Definitely go check it out. Go check it out. Much love. Much love. Yeah, that trailer was pretty freaking lit though. I'm excited for Mando season 3. You know, there's been even rumors lately of Book of Boba Fett season 2 Boba Fett in the chat. You know, I for one, I welcome it. Bring it on. We talked about it, but I didn't watch. Alright, do it. Do it. Boba Fett 2022. I'll vote for Boba. Boba for leader. Alright, y'all. It's been a blast of a stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at Vader's Lair, on Instagram at Sheev the Wise. Much love to you guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content. We're going to be keeping up with Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 pretty soon here with part 3. So if you guys want to check that out, keep your eyes peeled. And I got a couple of videos in the works that I'm going to try to get to editing right now. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your nights. Thank you everybody for hanging out, and much love. Hope you guys have a great night though, and a fantastic rest of the week. And may the Force be with you always. Peace out.